Hi, and welcome to our lesson on writing equations. The first example we have here is in words, and we're going to translate it into equation form. We have 5 times the number a squared is 3 times the sum of b and c. So what we're going to do with that is simply take, obviously, 5 times the number a squared is usually represents an equal sign, because equals is telling us that the two are equivalent, 3 times the sum of b and c. So in other words, we have the sum here, b and c, in parentheses. So how we can write this simplified, we don't need our times symbol. We can just put numbers beside it, variables, and say 5a squared equals 3 parentheses b plus c. And that's how we write that sentence in equation form. All right, let's take a look at this one. We have 9 times a number subtracted from 95 equals 37. So since this thing is subtracted from 95, we'll probably start with that 95 and take away the 9 times a number. So we'll say 9n. And we're saying equals, so anytime you say equals or is, you have the equal sign, 37. So our final answer is 95 minus 9n equals 37. Alright, so let's take a look at a word problem here. We have every day the U.S. produces 2 million gallons of ice cream. In how many days can 40 million gallons be produced? Well, we know that the number of days times that many gallons per day is going to be equal to 40 million gallons. So if we take 2 million times the number of days, we'll call D, equals 40 million. That many days is going to give us the number it will take to produce that many gallons of ice cream. So if we solve, we divide each side by 2 million. And we end up with the number of days being 20, because all these zeros cancel out. What we're left with is 40 divided by 2, or 20 days. Alright, so in this case we're looking to make a formula out of what we've got. We've got the perimeter of a rectangle equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So we would say the perimeter is equal to 2 times the length L plus 2 times the width W. And then we have a formula to describe our perimeter. Now let's say we have an equation, something like 3m plus 5 equals 14. We want to translate that into a verbal sentence. What we could say is 3 times m plus 5 is equal to 14. Basically exactly what's written there, only in words. Another example we could have is if we had w plus v equals y squared. We could simply say the sum of w and v equals the square of y. So that's how you would translate between verbal sentences and equations, and then vice versa. So let's say we have a problem. We know that A is going to represent Raphael's age. We know that A plus 5 is going to represent Tierra's age. And we know that A, or Raphael's age, plus 2A plus 5 equals 46. So what that's telling us is that Raphael's age and twice Thierry's age equals 46. So how can we find Raphael's age? We can take A and we can distribute this 2. We get 2A plus 10 equals 46. And then we can combine our like terms. We get 3A plus 10 equals 46. And subtract 10 from each side. We get 3A equals 36. If we divide both sides by 3, we're going to get A is equal to 12. So we found out that Raphael's age is 12. So that concludes today's lesson on writing equations.